Want to welcome everybody back to the 420 Tarot Lounge. My name's Friday, your reader and host. I guess I don't have a hook line to keep people interested, so I'm just going to continue on with how I normally do things. So my readings, obviously, it's a tarot reading. My readings are timeless for entertainment purposes only. And our energies have synchronized or our frequencies have harmonized. And that is why you're here, and potentially a message is here for you. So we're calling on Sovereign. We're calling on Sovereign. Okay, that one fell face up on the floor. One moment. Seven of Swords. So we're just going to move that card over to the side. I feel like it must have some, usually when cards fall on the floor face up, for me, it means that they have an influence over the reading. That energy has an influence over the reading, and if they fall face down, they are not part of the reading. Okay, so we're calling on Sovereign, please, to provide a message, sign, signal, or noise for the upcoming week or so. For the other collective here, and I'd like to thank each and every viewer and subscriber. Your energy transfer with me is what helps me keep this channel going. Nine of Pentacles. That's weird. The Lovers. The Star. The World. Oh, I've got quite a few cards here. The Devil. And that card came out with the Six of Wands and the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts, sorry, the King of Cups. But yes, it would be the King of Hearts in a traditional poker deck. Two cards. 10 of Wands came out with the Six of Cups. Let's see. And for the final station, Sovereign, the Magician. Okay. And Nine of Cups is the underlying energy, but there's an influence of Seven of Swords as well. Okay. So it feels like you are maybe at, I'm going to call it your wit's end. Um, I feel like you have a deep desire to just live your life, just you crave individual responsibility and It feels like um, there's been your ego, the devil on your shoulder, the one that likes to influence your actions or energies um, negatively in the name of your safety. Okay, we'll just say it like that. Um, so that would be like something from your a previous experience or something that you've witnessed that get this is like a protective wall, okay, and it's from a long time ago. It's deeply embedded mindset. Now, this lover's card here is, like I said, I feel like you are craving a, some sort of independence. And this lover's card here represents responsibility, um, being responsible for others. This is how I'm seeing this here. Um, so I think you've lost your identity. You've lost your identity somehow. If it sounds like my voice is fading in and out, I am moving around because I do have my coffee and my other stuff on another table. I just have to take a step away to grab it. So I do apologize. Instead of wearing my microphone, I notice I'm getting a lot of static or a lot of feedback or whatever you want to call that. So I thought I would just leave the microphone stationary. It's right here um, on my little boat. Anyway, getting back to the reading. So your potential future is that you'll actually accomplish that goal of fulfilling um, to the best of your abilities. And I say to the best of your abilities with this magician card here. Um, the Life is a journey, not a destination. The future is a mirage, it never arrives. Okay. Um, but working towards that, and then I feel like there's like a confidence builder, and okay. So in order to capture, I'm going to say capture this because I feel it feels as though this is important to you. Again, my readings are timeless for entertainment purposes only. It feels like you have been on a course of living other people's lives. Um, and what I mean by that is being responsible for them, taking care of them, doing things for them and not for yourself, neglecting yourself. Um, so in order to capture this, I'm going to call it. It's not a final completion. It's just that you have been able to develop the tools. The magician here. This is your higher self, your ancestors, your spirit guides, sovereign. Okay, because I do ask sovereign for this message. Um, so you're on the journey of this, but in order to capture that, this is your action or inaction, and this is your solution. So your solution is to have hope, to um, keep yourself in the vibration that matches an independent person. Now, with this devil here, because these two kind of have to work together. So this is kind of like polar opposites, hope and worry, hope and worry. Um, hmm. This is like these here is like a recognition of this. Like, I feel like you have two problems that you need to, or not problems, but mindsets, personality traits. Um, and I say personality traits, and I don't even think that's the right phrase. I think, or the right description of what I'm trying to say, but it's like you're giving, 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 and you're not getting, 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 getting. Your cup is emptying. And your goal, like I said, Nine of Pentacles, independent woman, Nine of Cups. Look at that. And there's the Tower underneath. Nine of Cups is like, emotional fulfillment. Um, so it feels like there is the hesitancy is because there's not, you feel as though you're not ready, maybe, and that's quite possible. But then I'm feeling that if how are you going to know when you're ready? So you have to start asking yourself questions. You have to start asking yourself questions. Um, your spirit, this magician here, your spirit guides are saying that you have maybe you don't already have the skills, but are very, I feel like you're very good at, let me say, learning. You can easily, okay, we're going to get some clarity from Sovereign here, or some additional, oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's too many cards, Sovereign, please and thank you. But I will show that was the Ace of Swords. This is sort of like a truth victory type thing. But I feel like there's a recognition here that there's something that needs to be addressed about your mindset. And what are your motivations? Why do you think that way? Why do you feel that way? Why do you behave that way? That recognition, I think, is going to be, and I say recognition, or I should say acknowledgement, maybe even exposure, I'm seeing here too as well. And yeah, it feels like there is like, this is like, this action is like a deep look within yourself. I'm recognizing, that's the word I'm looking for, recognizing that there's flaws maybe you don't want to look at quite yet. And I say that with all my heart. The two cards, the Sun and the Queen of Wands. Wow. Okay. Fire, fire. Wow, 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 wow. Um, okay. So when I say here that you have to, or that there's potentially things that you need to address in order to get yourself out of this kind of rut of wanting to be independent and allowing your shadow self, your past experiences. This could be maybe you've been put in a position where if you didn't do something for somebody, they gave you a guilt trip or something like that, and maybe that happened over and over again, and so now that's kind of instilled in you. But I feel like here there's hmm, it feels like once you recognize this for what it is, and and you can't banish it. It doesn't really work that way. You have to kind of work with it, redirect it. It's powerful energy, so you will have to direct it in a way that is um, the opposite of negativity. How can you have to flip it on its head, and again, we have too many cards. Ace of Cups. So that's a new beginning, and it's a cup, and your cup is going to get filled up. And we have on the bottom the Ace of Wands. Okay, so I feel like you have a deep-seated craving, desire. What would bring you your peace? What would be bring you to a place where you feel connected, so that and that's your independence, right? When you feel connected, you're independent. You're connected, but you're still independent. You can disconnect from things that don't align with you. When you are all over the place, not grounded, not connected, when your cup is emptying, um, you tend to be trying to grasp onto things and afraid to let go of things. I feel like that's maybe been your path up until recently. And I think this lovers is not only the responsibilities that you've are rightly yours, but family responsibilities, that kind of thing, and making sure that you have a job so that you can look after yourself, right? That's self love. Um, but it feels like there's been like over you've over exaggerated your participation, okay, your participation in responsibilities that aren't yours. Um, okay, and it's because there's a something underlying. I feel like it's been a repeated pattern that has put you in that mindset. Now, coming out of that, realizing what this is and how to address it and make it work for you instead of against you. Never give up hope. Never give up hope. And This here to me is like uh, the key to this is recognizing this. So the key to your breakthrough, and I'll call it that, your breakthrough. Um, this Queen of Wands, I feel like this is your energy that has gathered up all the knowledge, all the knowledge, and I'm going to call it efficiencies to get things moving quickly, if that makes sense. Because she's like the queen of chaos, the queen of busyness, the queen of, and it feels like maybe if you use this energy to unravel all of why you are the way you are, if I can put it that way. And I don't mean like you as a whole person. It could be just a little thing that needs to be adjusted so that you can accomplish your independence, if I can call it that. Like I said, there's been an identity theft, but I think that you are an identity theft, not in the legal sense. Um, working to claim it back. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of obstacles, a lot of, it could even be a lot of trauma, maybe. Um, addressing it, I don't even know if this is a word, healthfully, um, recognizing it and addressing it. It's going to be the biggest show of self love for yourself. And that, um, that's almost, I feel like that's almost like a spark, if I can say it that way, a spark that it feels like everything's just going to start falling into place. And like I said, it says the world, you're going to complete it, you're going to get to your destination. Life is a journey, not a destination, right? And the future is a mirage that never arrives. Somebody's quoted that. I've tried to look it up. I guess maybe because I don't have all the words in the right place, maybe, or something. Um, I can't find it, but I know someone's quoted it, and I'm not taking credit for that. And if you know who quoted it or something else similar to that, please put it in the comments below. Anyway, but your peace is that is your end goal, is your peace, right? Okay, so I don't know if that one made sense. It feels to me your advice is that if you truly want to make this happen for yourself, if you truly feel like this is what you're meant to do, and you feel like you keep getting roadblocked, you're going to have to look at the roadblocks and you're going to have to address them. You're going to have to recognize them. You're going to have to address them. And when I say recognize them, understand where they came from. Um, and that is going to be your biggest, it's going to be the biggest spark or the strongest spark that is going to put you on the path of going, okay, this is what I need to do. This is now that could be an action, or this could be something that you need to do internally for yourself. Um, but I feel like there's always been like some kind of I want to say me, 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 me. Somebody around you is a me, 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 me. Okay. And they keep pulling your attention away from you. So, okay, if you don't look out for number one, nobody else is going to. That's that. And I say that not to be mean to other people in your family, your friends. I say that because if you don't look after yourself, you're not going to be there to look after your children or maybe your mother or maybe maybe you have pets, something, right? If you don't look after yourself first, like in an airplane, in an emergency, they say if the oxygen things come down, you're supposed to put yours on first before you put anybody else's on. That's because if you put someone else's on, then you might fall dead. That's what that's all about. Okay? So you can't tell me that it's selfish. You can't tell me that it's selfish for you to take charge of your life. I've just kind of rambled on there for a few more minutes, I'm sure. And maybe it made sense, maybe it didn't. Some of that was, some of the last couple of minutes there was my own opinion. So, like the put yourself first business. But, anyways, your higher energies are confident in you that you have or will acquire the tools necessary to make this happen for yourself. It's gonna spark new passion. It's going and new ideas that require action. This is where I'm saying you're going to start to see things moving quickly. Because once this action starts, it's going to trigger another action. See, one, two. What's under that one? And strength. Keep going. Okay. So I hope that made sense. I'm not sure if I'm going to post this, but anyway, if I do, I want to thank each and every viewer. I do appreciate and thank each and every subscriber that has decided to click that button. And if you enjoy my interpretation of the cards, please smash that like button, pass that puff. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing and help me grow my channel. My name is Friday. This is the 420 Tarot Lounge. Namaste.